The Matilda is a British Tier 4 medium tank. This tank was developed from 1936 through 1938. A total of 2,987 vehicles were manufactured by the August of 1943. It was the only British tank to remain in service throughout World War II. In World of Tanks, the Matilda leads to the Churchill 1, but let's see how it fares in some gameplay. Hello guys and welcome back to World of Tanks Ace Tanker series. As you can see, today we'll be driving the British Tier 4 medium tank, the Matilda. And driving the Matilda is Rahmanijan. And well, you can see that we are playing on the Fisherman's Bay, and immediately from the start I have to say that we are going to see a great replay here. But not quite from the beginning of the replay, as I will tell you in a couple of minutes why I think this is a bad start for the Matilda. So you can see that he is advancing for the position on B1 and B2. That is the camping position that you know about probably on this map, and well, when you're in a good matchup like this one, so he is in a top tier tank in a top tier matchup here, tier 4, he really should not be going for the position that he is trying to get to. He should be advancing towards the city or just try to push the one line and go for the enemies as soon as possible, because well, take a look at the enemy team. There is only a couple of tanks that can penetrate him on the enemy team, and that is the artillery or maybe some tank destroyer. Other tanks, I'm pretty sure that the Matilda can handle it pretty easily. So yeah, he should be going very aggressively here, playing very aggressively, but he decides to go for the B1 and B2 and shoot at the enemy tanks from those positions, and really he has a pretty bad start here. I believe he fired like 10 shots on that M5 and didn't hit him. Well, he hit him, but he didn't penetrate him, and a lot of those shells missed. So yeah, not a great start for him at the beginning of the map. As you can see, he has only 36% to win. I believe he is using XVM or something else to tell him what's the win percentage, and you can see that his team is already losing. Now the problem is when you drive your Matilda to a sniping position like this one, and you are a top tier, you are letting the enemy tanks just control the middle and control the city, and well, you can see that Panzer IIB is actually, well, the looks and the BT7 art cannot really hold that big heavy tank, and you need to drive your Matilda, use the armor of the Matilda and stop the enemy advance, or try and even push with the Matilda. So why am I saying this? The Matilda has 75mm of armor, on the front, 70 at the side, 55 at the rear, and 75 all around on the cupolas. So pretty much you park your tank on the diamond position and well, nothing can penetrate you from the front. So you should use your tank as it is intended. I know it's a medium tank and it is not really a fast medium tank. It can go only 24 kilometers per hour top speed, but really cannot get to that top speed, and you're not going to move really fast. So you have to move immediately from the start of the match to a good position from which you can be most useful from, and you can see that his team is pretty much going to lose this one immediately. On the other side, there is 4 tanks just fighting off with the looks there. Artillery and the tank destroyer and him are on this side and trying to fight off with these 3 tanks. And you can see that he is not really having any good shots here. Put one in the Stug, but that's it. I believe that's the only shot that he had that penetrated. Now he's in a nice position to have the first kill. Nice shot on the Panzer III, finishes off the enemy tank, and that's his first kill. But you can see that the scores are pretty bad, and it is a matter of time when the enemy tanks push through the A and B line and just get to the positions that they are in and finish them off quickly. So yeah, I have to critique this replay at the beginning, because you should use your tank immediately to the best advantage that you can, and the best advantage for Matilda in this matchup is its armor. And not to mention that if he goes for the city, and he is going to be in some good arty cover. So as I said, the artillery is the one that can penetrate him. Now you can see that the enemies have a platoon of tier 4 tanks, one of them being the artillery, and that platoon is, well, probably the best, so not the best thing, but the thing that he has to be worried about. Now a couple of shots here on the, I didn't see, that was the BT-7 that circled around the heavy tank in his team and finishes off the heavy tank, but the BT-7 survived and now they are losing even more. And, well, we are going to see a good match, as I said, but I'm not going to tell you if he is going to win this one or what is going to happen towards the end. So yeah, you can see that they are going to be circled here. He has the Marder 2 only to his side, and it is a matter of question when the Marder 2 will fall, because he is pretty exposed there, can get shots from a couple of sides. Now, I was saying about the Matilda, the armor on the Matilda pretty nice, and the second thing that you should know about the Matilda is that the gun, the 2-pounder gun, is also pretty nice. It has, oh, I believe it is 30 rounds per minute if you have the top crew. And, well, oh, this was a pretty nice back move on the T-28. So the tank you should play it is a DPM tank, 55 damage with each shot, but you reload basically under 2 seconds, so that is what you can take into your advantage. Now, like what he is doing here, he turned his cupola towards the BT-7. He is not allowing the BT-7 to circle him around, and as soon as the BT-7 makes the mistake, he finishes him off. Now he was there for a couple of seconds, I believe 1 versus 8, and now he is 1 versus 6, and the problem is that the enemies are capping the base, and there's only a couple of seconds there, 2-second 1, and he got a reset at the last second, and he resets the second tank, and this was really good from him. Now the problem is he has the tank on the back, that was the DV2, but he is ignoring that tank for the moment as he has shot on the tanks in the cap. Finishes one of them off and now goes for the Panzer B2. The Panzer B2 being the immediate target here, and, well, ignoring the DV2, as the DV2 actually cannot penetrate him from that position where he is. You can see that he is trying to penetrate, but hitting the sides and the cupola of the tank of Matilda really cannot penetrate. Now, the key point here should be the artillery that should just aim and finish him off, but as you can see, the artillery is not really shooting that well, and they are missing every shot on the Matilda. There's another one, and really they cannot hit anything, and the Matilda is not in that great cover. He could be in a better cover here, but as you can see, he is in a good cover not to get hit by that artillery. So artillery players in this kind of positions, in this kind of match, you really have to step up and finish off those tanks. And Matilda is a slow tank, you really have to finish him off. Now he is playing cat and mouse here with the DV. He has the... oh, that was a bad shot here. Got shot by the Panzer 2, but no damage. It looks like he was firing AP shells and hit the tracks. Now he needs to take care of this DV2. He is providing spots for the artillery. If he gets spotted that long, he could be getting shot by the artillery and get finished off. So another nice shot here at the DV2. Fortunately the DV is not that fast tank, so he cannot outrun the Matilda. He can try to duke him like he is doing here, but really I believe he is waiting for the artillery to have the shots. And now something penetrates, and, well, I believe that was the... yeah, that's probably the Marder 2. The Marder has the good gun, as you know, on the tier 3. Enough to penetrate the side of the Matilda. 2 great shots there, but the Matilda survives the last shot one. That one went into the tracks, and 23 HP on the Matilda now. The artillery or the Marder should just put one more shot and finish his rampaging spree here, and we'll see what will happen here, if he is going to be able to fight off with the rest of the tanks. You can see he is saying in the chat he is a Rambo, because, well, Rambo, no gun can heal him, so yeah. Now the artillery, as I said, should be doing the job here, and we will see what the tank destroyer is going to do. I believe that Marder is in a nice position to shoot here, where the Matilda was spotted last. But you saw that the Matilda did a good thing here. He went for... yeah, and he finds the spot on the Marder, puts one in, puts the second one in, and the third one in, and he finishes him off. And there's the shot from the artillery, once again missing, and... yeah, from 1 versus 8 he got into a 1 versus 2, and the two of those being the artillery. Now he has two options. He can go for the enemy cap, or he can try and fight the artillery, or he can just defend his cap and maybe expect the enemy artillery to go forward and try and cap themselves. Now if you are in these kind of situations, you have to, well, take a risk, because Matilda is not that fast of a tank, and if he goes, perhaps if he goes for the enemy cap and the artillery is near his cap, he will never come back in time to reset. So he is taking a risk here. He is going quite slowly here, as you can see, not really getting to 20 kilometers per hour, so it is going to be a pain for him to get to the enemy side. So I would like to summarize while we look at him driving towards the enemy side, because this is going to be a long drive. Yeah, what we saw at the beginning, not really that nice gameplay from the player, because really in a top tier match you have to take control, you have to be the one who is deciding the game, you have to carry your team. Even though you're playing a tier 4, it really doesn't matter what tier you're playing. You always, when you're top tier, you always have to carry your team, no matter what. So yeah, he played a little bit on the safe side here, going for the sniping shots, but really what he should be doing, he is going towards the city and trying to push through there, or just defend on the city side, because we saw the rush from the enemy team on that side, which I believe that he could have stopped them with his Matilda, because as I already said, the armor on the Matilda is great in tier 4, really cannot be penetrated by most of the guns that are on tier 4 and on lower tiers. So yeah, that is something that you should take into account when driving a top tier tank. And the second thing here is excellent end gameplay, as we saw here. He was 1 versus 8 and he was able to finish off all of the tanks that were contesting the cap. He had just enough time to go back and reset the cap actually twice to both of those tanks, and well, let him some time to finish off the tanks that were around him. So yeah, he played there really great there, and he finds the first artillery. Here you can see it puts the shot into the artillery, another one, the artillery tries to snapshot him, but you know. Now he fired 4 shots to finish off that artillery, as I said, 55 shot damage per shot, and that's one of the downsides of the Matilda. You're really not going to do the alpha damage, but consistent damage is what you are going to be looking for at Matilda. So finding the sides of the enemy tanks, or even the front of the enemy tanks, because this Matilda can penetrate even some of the tier 6 tanks pretty easily from the front. So consistent damage, try not to get shot back, and that's it. Or if you get shot back, try and use your armor diagonally and try and win like that. Now I don't know where this last tank is, but if he wants to win this one, he needs to find him in less than 1 minute 40 seconds, and now he cannot even cap, so he needs to find the tank. There it is, he finds the artillery. Let's just see what happens here, if he is going to be able to go around this corner and finish off that artillery. Now the problem is, when you are fighting off with the artillery can loop the shells, as you know. But also it is not going to be able to, well, find a shot on the side of the Matilda, as he is doing here on the Vespa. So he is finding shots into the ground. I believe he is going for not only the Kolobanov's medal, he is going for the fade-ins. And the artillery fired, you can see that he is still firing the shells here. He missed one, and 3 shells, 1 minute till the end. This one goes in, and unfortunately he didn't calculate that one for the fade-ins, but that's a GG. And let's take a look at the post-game stats. On the personal score, we can see that he finished great here with a lot of medals like Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect, Shellproof, defender, cool-headed, steel wall, high caliber top gun, Kolobanov's medal that everybody wants, and now him standing 1 versus 8, and of course the mastery badge ace tanker. On team score sheet we can see that he did over 2000 damage, 11 kills and nearly 1500 experience. On the intel report we can see that he fired 77 shots, of which 46 hit the target and 40 penetrated. And with the premium account he was able to score 10,000 credits. Now let's just summarize what we saw in this gameplay. Now we saw a pretty slow start, something that I was not fond of when I saw the replay for the first time, but that actually allowed him to have a great game at the end. Even though he had a great game, I still have to say that my opinion is that you have to use your tank the way it is intended. So if you are driving the Matilda in tier 4 games, you have to use your armor, you have to push the flank, and you have to pressure your opponents and finish them off quickly, not to allow yourself to get into a 1 versus 8, and this could easily be a defeat if the artillery was just slightly precise with the shots, and he could have lost this one pretty easily. But all things considered, I'd still think that this was a great replay and great demonstration what you can expect from your Matilda. As always, if you didn't like the replay, you can leave a dislike, or leave a like if you like the replay, and leave a comment in the comment section down below what you think about the replay and the commentary. And if you don't know what to watch next, you can watch the previous video with the KV2, explaining how you should play your KV2 on the mines on the standard battle mode. And when you're doing all that stuff, you can subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. I hope you guys like this one, and I'll see you in the next one.